Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host, Gershwan, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Space Marines as we get into the everyday life of the Space Marines. If you guys have any suggestions for topics that you guys would like us to cover or create a video for, don't forget to comment down below. Put suggestion followed by whatever topic you guys want us to cover, and don't forget to like the video to support the channel. Now, as we talk about the everyday life of a Space Marine, what we're going to do is we're going to give you the time of day followed by the activity that the Space Marine would normally do. Now, these times are military times. In order to understand military time, you take the hour of the day, you add 100 to it, and that is the current hour. And the day is broken up not into a 12-hour day, but a 24-hour day. For instance, 1 o'clock p.m. would be 1300 hours. I hope that makes sense, but if it doesn't, just pause it, go check out military time, and then come back to this video, and you'll get a better understanding of how the day is broken up. But I think it's pretty easy to understand. So let's get into 40 facts about the everyday life of a Space Marine. At 0400 hours, day is begun with morning prayer and contemplation within the company chapel, led by the company chaplain. The company stands and relics are displayed as the brethren repeat their oaths of loyalty to the chapter and the emperor. At this juncture, the captain may choose to address the brethren, issue orders, make any appropriate announcements, such as rewards and promotions, and dispense summary punishment as deemed necessary. At 0500 hours, morning firing rites begin. After prayer is completed, the brethren undertake the first firing rites of the day. A variety of weaponry is used, but the emphasis is placed on practice with the Space Marine's personal weaponry. Awards are made for consistently good marksmanship, and punishments are inflicted for poor weapon discipline and accuracy. The firing rites may be undertaken in the range located in the armory or outside the fortress. In 0700 hours, battle practice. The first battle practice of the day is generally geared towards hand-to-hand combat and close-quarter fighting. The exact procedures followed vary immensely, but often include numerous live-firing exercises and simulated battle conditions in a number of lethal or near-lethal environments. For this reason, and for reasons of defense, most of the Space Marine Fortress monasteries are often situated in extremely inhospitable areas, be they Arctic, volcanic, corrosive, swamp, carnivorous jungle, or a combination thereof. In 1200 hour, midday prayer, the brethren are gathered once more to give praise to the Emperor and their Primarch. During extended practice battles, such prayers may be undertaken in the field, potentially while live firing exercises continue. At this time, any brethren severely injured in the morning battle are transported to the Apothecarion. In 1300 hours, midday meal, the Space Marines partake of their first subsistence of the day in this juncture. Frequently, this will be a substance inedible to ordinary humans, or a local life form which is hunted and slain during the morning battle practice. In 1315, hypnotherapy and psychoconditioning are used to rapidly assimilate the chapter tactical doctrines on a number of subjects. New battle languages are learned, alien weaponry, troops and vehicles are studied, squad and company tactics are reviewed, and lessons learned from the morning battle practices are examined. In 1500 hours, battle practice once again. Afternoon battle practice usually revolves around squad and company level tactics and reinforcement of the tactical indoctrination segment. Specialist squads, such as the Devastators and Assault squads, will often use this opportunity to hone their practical skills, while the tactical brethren practice close support with dreadnoughts, armored, and personal carriers. In 2000 hours, evening prayer. Evening prayer is viewed as a time of contemplation and giving thanks for the day's lessons learned. Once more, praise is rendered to the Emperor and the chapter's Primarch for the inception and existence of the chapter. Gene seed sampling may be undertaken at this time, as it has by now been fully stimulated by the day's activities. In 2100 hours, evening meal. The evening meal is a more sedated affair than that of the midday, with a substantial repast provided, by the chapter serfs under the watchful eye of the lord of the household. Substantial quantities of protein-rich foods are made available, particularly to the younger brethren. Indulgent chapter masters may even permit the brethren to partake of alcoholic beverages at this time, if the day's activities have been expertly done. In 2130, night fighting exercises, chapter based on worlds where there is no perceptual night segment, or on ships in the void, use this opportunity to practice combat underwater in zero gravity, through dense fog or smoke, or in other exotic conditions. In 2315, maintenance rituals. Each Space Marine is expected to maintain and repair their own armor and weaponry according to the standard rituals. Seriously damaged or defective gear is surrendered to the masters of the forge for inspection and repair. Every effort is made to ensure that the Space Marine keeps the same set of equipment after their investiture, so that they develop a close bond and understanding of the machine spirit they will rely on in battle. At 2345, free time. Some chapter masters view this period of free time as an unwarranted luxury at best, and a dangerous distraction at worst. It is maintained in most chapters out of reverence for the Codex Astartes and Robot Gilliman's words. Consider the magnitude of your duty at your leisure, but act without hesitation when action is required. In honor of this, Space Marines are permitted a short period of leisure each day to consider the magnitude of their duty to the Emperor. At 0 hours, rest period begins. Space Marines do not truly need sleep, thanks to the catalespian node, an implant in their brain that enables them to rest half of their brain at a time, while still maintaining awareness with the other half. However, extended interference with the circadian rhythms of sleep has been shown to impair effectiveness and induce personality disorder. To prevent this, Space Marines enter a dreamless fugue state of 4 hours per day when not on campaign. The longest recorded incident of a Space Marine unit going without sleep was during Ryan's Worlds incident, when the Crimson Fist remnants, led by Master Cantor, remained operational for a period of 328 days. It is important to note that many chapter masters and company captains favor changing times and details of the daily rituals to keep their brethren alert and able to quickly assimilate new orders or situations. Interpretation of the rest period is frequent, and the elimination of meals and the shortening of prayer time is commonplace. All chapters have high days on feast days, which usually celebrate the ascension of the Emperor to the Golden Throne, and the birth and death of their own Primarch. The actual dates observed for these practices vary immensely. On such special days, all members of the chapter who are present at the fortress will gather in the Assimilarium for prayer led by the chapter master, followed by a day-long celebration, which traditionally includes contests of skill and strength. This is also the traditional time for the acceptance of neophytes, and the elevation of neophytes to initiates, and the elevation of initiates to full brethren. When there are worthy candidates, brethren may also be accepted into the veteran company on a feast day. In all cases, trials by ordeal are common, and in some cases, fatal. Typically, brethren with special skills are permitted to work in the forges or the apothecarions between the evening meal and the rest period, at the discretion of the company captain. There they are taught by the tech marines and apothecaries in their arcane crafts. Exceptional artisans and surgeons will be elevated to apprentice tech marines and apothecaries after a suitable period spent in vigil within the solitarium. The honor of guarding the chapter fortress is generally rotated between the 1st through the 5th companies, according to which are present at the time. The 6th through the 9th companies train more regularly, as they bear the majority of the chapter's most recently inducted brethren. Brethren undertake penitence and purgation if they fail in their duties. This is usually self-imposed as a mark of dedication to the Emperor. Gross breaches of chapter law may be met with death or exile of permanence or temporary nature. And those were 40 facts about the Space Marine daily lives. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to be putting out more Warhammer 40K lore like we always do. We try to put out 2 videos every single day. But specifically, it's going to be Space Marine lore connected to the releases that are coming out for GW. If you don't know, Games Workshop is releasing the very first Primarch, Rowboat Guilliman, and by very first I mean like the first GW model for a Primarch. I don't mean the first Primarch, but either way, we're going to be putting out lore for those characters that are going to be released. The models look pretty badass. Check them out on our Facebook and Instagram page if you haven't done so already. But basically the videos are going to tie the lore with the characters that are coming out. So the Dark Angels, Cypherus is coming out, so we're going to have a lore video for him, and we're also going to have a lore video for the Ultramarines and the Grey Knights Captain that's also coming out. There's a really cool Grey Knights model that's coming out. If you haven't seen those, again, jump on over to our social medias, we'll show you there. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and share. By you guys liking, commenting, and sharing, you're telling YouTube that not only is One Mind Syndicate an awesome channel, but you want to see more Warhammer 40K content by other content producers. So it helps you out, and it of course helps us out. And at the same time, you love us, so you want to share, comment, and subscribe, right? But with that said, guys, comment down below and let me know what you think of the daily rituals of a Space Marine. I feel that it's cool, but at the same time, wouldn't it get tedious for an individual who has the mind of a superhuman, basically, to just be in that ritual every single day doing the same thing? Now, again, keep in mind, if you're building your own lore, if your Space Marine chapter that you're creating does not follow the Codex Astartes, these rituals will probably not be the same. And if your chapter is on a campaign or is at war, of course, these rituals will not be the same either. But just I was wondering, what do you guys think of these rituals? Are they too zealous? Because they do mention in the lore that Space Marines don't actually believe that the God Emperor is a god. They understand that he was just a really supreme being. So I guess I could see them worshiping the fact that the God Emperor is not really the God Emperor, but he was just a supreme being. But yeah, that's kind of conflicting lore right there. So comment down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.